esperar iniciar para fazer a mensagem. Vocês já devem estar cansados dessa mensagem.
Põe no 4 aí.
Ao participar deste evento, você concede à editora autorização gratuita para o uso de sua imagem, nome, interpretação e voz, permitindo que a reunião seja gravada para posterior utilização e exibição a qualquer tempo e lugar na Richmond Teacher Community ou outra plataforma a critério da editora. Acho que vocês já decoraram essa mensagem,
né, no final da semana. Coloca para a gente no nosso... Não, no 2 mesmo, isso. Pessoal, então, muito bom dia. Estamos sextando com a última sessão dessa formação inicial, que tá intensa, tá bonita, tá cheia de informação. Tenho certeza que a cabeça de todo mundo tá aí borbulhando de aprendizados, de dúvidas, de vontades, de falar, puxa, como é que eu vou fazer? Vou planejar isso, vou fazer aquilo, vou usar aquele outro. Então, hoje, nós vamos ter o nosso último dia falando de 2 recursos que eu e Janaína especialmente adoramos, que são o Creative Lab e o Videomaker. Mas antes da gente começar, bom, antes de tudo, vamos nos apresentar aqui, né, para vocês saberem com quem vocês estão falando. Então, eu sou a Thalita Horn, sou assessora pedagógica da Richmond, estou baseada em São Paulo, faço parte aí de uma equipe maravilhosa e vocês aí, alguns de vocês provavelmente vão ter contato comigo aí durante o ano. E eu estou aqui
com a Janaína, mas podem me chamar de Jana, porque quando fala Janaína parece que eu estou levando bronca. Memórias da infância, né? Sou aqui da Regional de São Paulo, estou baseada em São Paulo, sou assessora pedagógica de idiomas também da Santillana, da Richmond, Educate, e nós vamos acompanhá-las aí nessa discussão, né? Vai ser um momento bem dialógico para a gente trocar bastante. Então, fiquem à vontade para participar, tirar as dúvidas. E vocês, como vocês sabem, vocês terão, se já não estão tendo, né, acompanhamento de um assessor pedagógico em toda a jornada, não é só nesse início, mas vocês sempre terão um assessor pedagógico acompanhando vocês nesse trajeto todo aí.
Exatamente. Então, pessoal, deixa eu fazer uma perguntinha. Temos na nossa plateia aí, no nosso grupo, temos apenas professores, tem algum coordenador, alguém que não fale inglês? Por gentileza, se manifestem, podem abrir microfone ou colocar no chat, porque aí a gente passa a falar inglês, considerando que é uma formação aí de um ensino bilíngue. No, nobody. Can I start speaking English? Is everybody okay with us speaking English? So, Jana, could you please pass on to the next slide?
Yes, let's go.
So, guys, after a whole week of a lot of information, we would like to know how you are feeling. What's your state of mind at this point? Yes? So can you please open your mic or just put it on the chat? Just please show yourself to us so that we can hear a little bit.
I'm looking forward to it and a little afraid too.
Afraid, Gisele? Don't be.
Yes, because I can't I can't imagine how it would be in real class, so I'm a little afraid about the students' reaction. I don't know.
All right, so what we can tell you at this point is study and plan. If you study and plan, you're gonna be fine. Yes,
okay.
Obviously it's gonna be novelty, it's gonna be adaptation. Okay, is this the first year of the program for you?
Yes, for me, yes.
Okay, so don't you worry. There is an adaptation period, and this is expected, okay? Your advisor will be with you at all times, helping you with this path, okay?
Okay.
Plus the material, plus the program itself, it's very, very helpful to you guys. The amount of resources that we offer is meant to make teachers' lives easier as well. Yeah, one of the reasons why we have so many resources is because we want to make your lives easier in terms of planning, in terms of what you can, how you can approach things, okay?
All right.
Who else? Renata is anxious.
And you guys are going to have a planning moment, a planning session with your academic advisor, your assessor pedagógico, right? So you'll be able to see how everything can be planned and can be done and put into practice. So don't worry. Of course, when it's something new, we are afraid of it because we had never done it before, but it's going to work. You are not alone. That's
You're not alone.
That's good news.
Yes. So people say, okay, so Luana and Laiane are saying that they feel okay. Okay is good, or okay is like, okay, I'm just checking how things go.
I'm still deciding.
Okay, I think it's a wise approach, Laiane.
Yes.
So we thread wisely and carefully. But that's it, guys. It's very okay to feel just okay at this point, to feel like, okay, let me see how things are gonna go. But what we can tell you is what I said. We need to stop and study, read the texts, navigate the platform, do things so that you can have the questions for your advisor. Because if you don't try, it's trial and error a lot of times. If you don't try, you won't know what you don't know. Okay, so very important to keep that in mind. Anybody else would like to shout out?
Can I ask a question?
Please go ahead.
Do you know when I will have access to my platform? Because I still don't, and maybe when I have, I will feel better.
Anxiety. Okay, so the access to the platforms is given by your school, okay, because they need to insert you in our database platform, okay, which we call Sensor. Once they do that, they will generate a login for you, okay? And that's when you will have access to your platform. In the meantime, you can ask your academic advisor for a demo access so you can start navigating a little, checking how things work before you receive your own login, okay?
Okay.
So again, guys, talk to your academic advisor. First talk to your coordination school, ask them, it's like, okay, how is this process going? Do I have my login already? And then your academic advisor will be helping with that, okay?
Yes, okay, thank you.
Cool. So
Gisele,
please.
Gisele, is that you?
Yes.
Who were talking? Okay. I think Talita is going to be our advisor at school.
Talita?
What school are you?
Colégio Santana, Araruama.
It's with me that you're going to talk.
Oh, much better. So I'm just telling that because we can feel more comfortable with talking to Talita. Nice to meet you.
Perfect. Fantastic, girls. Nice to meet you.
Nice to know.
We're gonna
Yes.
be together all the way, okay? But don't worry. At this point, you need to ask the school to say, okay, so have you created my login? And after some 2 days, you will have your login, okay?
Okay.
All right.
We'll be talking. Next week, we'll be together. Don't worry.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Okie dokes. So moving on, guys, reminding you that we are recording the session for later use purpose, including yourself, so you'll be able to access the recording of this session in case you're like, don't remember this or that, I want to revisit. You will have access to all the recordings, okay? And since we're talking, so let's see our agenda. John, whoops, yeah, that one. Our agenda for the day, for the morning is, so we're talking about Creative Lab and Videomaker, which are the two resources. And if we're talking about Creative Lab, we need to talk about creative learning and STEAM, okay? Then we are going to have the unboxing of this fantastic resource, which is Creative Lab, with Jana is gonna do something very YouTuber-like unboxing for us, okay? We are going to see what steps are required to use this resource, okay? So what we have at our hands, so the resources, the interactive teacher's guide, the plan, the lesson plan. We have integrative lesson plans because obviously resources shouldn't be used in isolation. That's how we see things. Yeah, everything is connected. And we're going to see the booklet for students. And we're going to finish having a look at the Videomaker, well, what we have to offer with this resource, okay? So let's get to talking about creativity. Guys, I would like you to type on the chat yes or no for these 10 sentences. Are they all related to creativity? Yes or no? I'm gonna give you 1 minute and 15 seconds to think, okay? Is creativity applied in every subject? Is creativity a skill to be learned? Is it limited to the arts? Is creativity related to pure talent? Does creativity involve hard work? Is creativity always related to fun? Creativity does not require prior knowledge. Is there any field of knowledge that, I'm sorry, no. Is creativity a field of knowledge that is required for it? Do we need a field of knowledge in order to deal with creativity? Is it related to free play and discovery? Always. And is it related to stimulation of play and discovery? So let's see.
Just a moment, I'm going to share the screen again, okay? Just a moment.
No, it was sharing. It was okay.
Yeah, but I need to share again because
just don't go to the next slide, please.
No. Here it is. Okay.
So guys, I see in the chat, I see a lot of no's. No. Roberta, Alexandre, Gisele, Lucia, Laiane, Luana. Anybody else? Shall we reveal? Let's review. So, okay, Hideki was very organized. Some yeses there for 6, for 9 and 10. You think yes. All right. But the question was more like, are all the, so if we had to put 1 yes or 1 no, my question is, are all these related to creativity? So, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Is it Hideki? Yes, then no. Perfect. Am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Yes.
With Hideki, yes? Please correct me, okay? Guys, so let's see. Everybody's saying no then. Jana, you are right. No, not all of them are related to creativity. Some of them are some common misconceptions. So misconceptions, which ones do you think are misconceptions? Put M for the numbers you think are misconceptions about creativity, and R for the ones you think are reality. Hideki has already done it with yes, no, yeah? So do you want to change anything you put? Have a minute to think, guys. Gisele, I'm asking you which of these sentences are misconceptions about creativity. Then you put M and the number of the sentence in the chat. And which ones are reality? Then you put R and there is a car alarm in the street here. Can you hear it? Is it bothering you guys? I hope not. So Hideki thinks 2 is a misconception. Skill to be learned, that's a misconception. And pure talent, misconception. Hard work, it's a misconception. Creativity does not involve hard work. Field of knowledge that is necessary, that's a misconception. Is it? Anybody else? Shall I reveal? You're doing it just for yourselves, guys. It's fine if you don't want to share your thoughts. No problem. Just
almost there.
Almost done. Okay.
I've got a question. In the item number 7, no prior knowledge needed, is it related to teachers or students?
To students. Let's think that we are thinking of helping students develop creativity, okay?
Okay, got it. Thanks.
So Ana Paula thinks 4, 5, 7, and 9 are misconceptions. So Hideki and Anna don't agree on number 9.
I have the same question of Luciana about number 8. Is it related to teachers or students?
Students. Students. The focus is the student.
Yeah, excuse me.
We can talk a little bit about the teacher's perspective, of course. It's all intertwined, isn't it? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Raise your hand. Sorry, who spoke? Hideki, you spoke first?
Oh, sorry. Anna can go first.
Okay. And then
okay, thank you. So by the time I made it, I was thinking in a teacher's perspective.
All right. Okay.
So that's the reason for number.
Some other ideas for the student's perspective. Okay.
Yes, because I understand from when you say free play and discovery, if you are a teacher and you have a plan about something that's going to work on, it's better than you just improvise, I guess. Understand? When I see free play and discovery, something like you think by the time and you elaborate something. And in a teacher's perspective, I think you need to plan before you do something.
Lovely. I like what you said. Hideki, go ahead. Say what you were going to say.
No, yeah, I was just I made my decision from the student's perspective.
Student's perspective.
How can I put that? Analyzing a child's needs and the student's perspective.
Perfect. Yeah, that was the original idea for this exercise I proposed. Okay. Okay, guys. Shall we review, Jana? Dun, 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 dun. So have a look. Were you right? Were you not right? So I'll focus more on the misconceptions, okay? Because they are the ones that tend to hinder our work a lot of times, yes? I absolutely agree that from the teacher's perspective, we gotta plan. It's not just, yay, let's be creative, and then boom, no. So, of course, it's not limited to the arts, and we are going to see that when we talk about STEAM in a bit. And it's not related to pure talent. I mean, this is very common when you say you see a person, and I'm not even saying a child, but a person who's creative, and they say, oh, they're so talented. You can only be creative when you're talented. No, you develop. Yes, you work on it. You give tools, if you will, to a person to develop their creativity. This comes from the belief that every human being is creative. I mean, part of our very nature, our core as a species, as Homo sapiens, is that we are creative. We do things that other animals don't do. Yes, I'm not saying that there is no creativity in the rest of the animal kingdom, but we are especially creative. Yes, and then we say, oh, when we're talking about working on creativity, it's always fun. Why do you think this is a misconception? Would anybody like to comment on that?
Luciana was the one who added 6 to misconception.
So, Luciana, can you please tell us why?
Number 6.
Mm-hmm.
Well, of course, there are ways of teaching, and I guess not only funny ways. I think the strategies must be effective.
Mm-hmm.
So if they are effective, they doesn't need to be fun all the time.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right?
So, for example, guys, before coming up with the product of a project, for example, students will have to do, for instance, some research on something they don't know yet. When I don't know something, is it comfortable or uncomfortable? Usually uncomfortable, right? In order to reach that comfort zone again, I need to go through some discomfort. I need to stimulate my brain so that okay, I don't know this. Let me go after that information or that skill I don't have. Now let me work to develop. And in the process, it's not always fun. It's like, for instance, when we're doing physical exercise, yes? When we start like, I don't want it, it hurts, I hate it. But once this becomes a habit, it starts being fun for a lot of people. If you find something you like doing, right? For instance, I love dancing, and ballet a lot of times is painful. It's not fun at all, but it's a path I need to take in order to reach the fun part in which I can just to spin around. Yeah. No prior knowledge needed. No. When you mentioned it, and you well mentioned, the teacher has to plan. We need to scaffold, even to work with, even for creativity. You need to give something for students to start from. You can't just say, okay, create some, the topic is animals. Go, create something beautiful. Students are gonna go, they will either be too comfortable and they're not going to come up with anything new. They're gonna be like, oh, well, okay, and okay, it might be a little fun for them, but it's not really taking them from point A to point B. You're not really causing change, and we need to have that in mind. If we're talking about learning, teaching and learning, they must involve change, taking students from point A to point B, and then that process, that path, will need help. I need to first be, okay, I need to get to point B, but point B requires steps. Yes, and these steps are the prior knowledge that they need before that point. So we need to build that, okay? And it's always, I'm here putting, is anybody, does 9 bother anyone? Free play and discovery. Would anybody say, would like to say, no, come on. I don't, because let's see. For example, Adriani, you said 9 is a reality. Is it always free play and discovery? Maybe I should have put that word for you, always. Would you like to comment, Adriani, or anybody else?
Well, I didn't understand that way. That's why I asked you, because number 7 I put at reality, because I understood that since we've got new students in class and most of them do not have any previous knowledge in English. Besides, English is present in our lives. In words, in the technology as well. But I understand field of knowledge is necessary. I was not thinking about let me think that I can explain.
Were you think about the, you were thinking language-wise? Or are you thinking of other fields of knowledge?
Yes, other fields of knowledge. In a general way.
Exactly, because yeah, go, sorry, interrupting you.
No, you can.
That's because it's this, I mean, we don't need a prior English knowledge to deal with creativity. Well, we would get into CLIL, and Jana can talk about that better than I can, but we have those ideas of you, and you've seen this week, yeah? So language of learning, language that you will actually learn, language that you need to learn, all that, yes? So we're not really looking into that, but we're more looking into other fields of knowledge, but a little bit of that as well, because yes, of course, if I want to have a lesson in English, I'm gonna have to think about how much students have so that I can build with them. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Because this is what I was thinking.
So that's why we're saying it's a misconception, because yes, even with language, some prior knowledge is necessary.
Oh, of course. No,
yeah.
I got you. Yeah.
Jana, would you like to correct me, comment, or am I okay? Am
Yes.
I doing right?
Yes, because since we are talking about content and language integrated learning, we are talking about all the cognitive abilities of the student, all the repertoire the student brings in terms of knowing anything from any field of knowledge. So when we are dealing with...
Oops, your connection broke.
with creative, we are dealing with science. Oh, am I back?
Well, say your last sentence again, please.
So when we are dealing with Creative Lab, we are dealing with many areas of knowledge, many fields of knowledge. And of course, the students will bring some prior knowledge because they have experienced something about science, about arts, about maths, about engineering that they can bring. So that's why the prior knowledge must be accessed, right? And there must be prior knowledge, not in terms of saying that they shouldn't must know that, like they shouldn't must be an expert in that field, but you have to access the students' prior knowledge to connect the student to the new topic.
Activate their schemata on that topic.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's either a language topic, or could be, but if we think here about, okay, I'm coming up with a project or something, so I'm going to bring other fields of knowledge apart from language. Language is going to be the means of communication especially here. Yes. You know that the approach methodology with Educate has this focus of having English as a means of communication and not as an end in itself. Obviously, we are looking at students learning English. We want that as a result, but we are not going to be focusing on talking about the language all the time. We're going to do it every now and then, but we're looking at it as more as a means, especially when we're dealing with projects. Then I bring students' attention to other things, other skills they need, competencies that we want them to develop that are not necessarily linguistic. Yeah, so I want them to be able to take turns, to respect other people's opinions, to organize a research that they need to do, etc. Okay. So moving on. Okay, so we talked about what creativity is and isn't, and in terms of our approach here, then let's just organize thoughts for you. So creativity does not operate in a vacuum. Like I said, it's not like, okay, be creative, go. We need to offer students an environment that fosters the development of creativity. Yes, so creativity, yes, as a skill to be learned. Okay, it comes from, then here we have Vygotsky here a little bit, if you can recognize in this sentence. Yeah, it comes from exchanging. Yes, it's a social work, collaboration, engaging in experimenting, but together. Yes, so guys, there is no lesson using Creative Lab or Videomaker, and I would dare to say all the rest, that does not involve student-student communication. You know, real, genuine exchanges. You teachers being the facilitators of providing that need, you know, giving students situations in which they say, whoa, I want to communicate. I need to come up with a solution together with my peer, so on and so forth, okay? Learning is more efficient when the student is engaged in the knowledge construction. Obviously, guys, well, this is Paulo Freire. Yeah? We don't have empty vessels that you're just gonna deposit your knowledge and wisdom. No, we're facilitators. They need to build knowledge together with the teacher, together with their colleagues, okay? And creativity, the creative process happens when these learning opportunities are well designed. Somebody, I don't remember now who, sorry, but somebody mentioned that, yes, it has to be planned. It has to be well planned by the teacher. Yes, you need to design these opportunities. It's not just Okay, here are the instructions. Build this little thing here that we are saying, like, okay, the result is gonna be I don't know, a clock. Go. And okay, they could follow instructions because the instructions are, I mean, not to be cocky here, but the material is well designed. I mean, you can follow the instructions and you're gonna get to the product at the end, but how much is gonna stay if we only do that? If we don't provide students with the possibility, the opportunities to question, think about it. Is it better this way or that way? Why are we doing this? Asking the guiding questions. That's why we so much talk about guiding questions for the materials. Like, what do I want to understand better? Or what do I want to learn how to do? Not me as a teacher saying, okay, you have to do this or that. Okay, our objective is learn this. And the student is going to go like, they're not going to say, they don't know that they know that, but they're going to think, I don't want to do it. I don't care. Yes? So, oops, my connection broke. Can you still hear me, or am I still here? Okay. So, moving on, Shana, please. So all these, I just put there design thinking because these concepts are quite clear with design thinking. When you present, and why design thinking, guys? Because we're talking about problem-based learning or project-based learning, whatever you prefer, but more problem. So I offer students with a problem. And remember, problem doesn't have to be something bad. It's just a question to be answered. And then, okay, how am I going to, what is the path I'm going to take in order to solve that question, that puzzle, that whatever you want to call it, okay? Now, yes, now you can move on, sorry. And then, okay, I said we were going to talk about STEAM. Can you please share your answer? What does the acronym STEAM stand for? Do you know? Has anybody never heard of it? I think most of you have by now. Would you like to just put the STEAM? What do they stand for?
I've got no idea.
Good, okay. So today is your day.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, let's see what we have here. Ah, okay, guys, never heard.
I never heard it.
Good. Okay. So, guys, the answer is, Jana. It's got me, yeah, connection. We're talking about mixing fields of knowledge, not a stimulus. It will hopefully, Henrique, it will provide interesting stimuli, but it's not, the S is not stimuli. I'm talking about mixing fields of knowledge. So guys, can you please, with your phones there, or either get the link or point your phone to the QR code. We are going to read a little bit about STEAM principles. Okay? It's pure CLIL, Luana, definitely. CLIL and STEAM are intrinsically intertwined, I would say. Yeah, it is an educational approach to learning. Lovely, Adriane. It uses science, technology, engineering, arts, and maths. Perfect, Adriane. So guys, we know the acronym now. Science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. We're mixing these fields. We are approaching learning through these fields. Please read the text. I'll give you 2 minutes. And then you're going to share something that called your attention, okay? I'm counting.
Talita, can you please share the link, because I am watching the lecture in my cell phone, so I cannot put my QR code here. I am using the mobile.
Jana, you're doing? Jana has already put it. Jana's
Yes, just shared.
much
Thanks
more
a lot.
than I am. It's true. It's super true, okay? She's our tech muse, we like to say. One more minute. Are you ready to share something that called your attention in these 2 texts that you read? Please feel free to open your mic, type.
Yes, can I go first?
Please go ahead, Gisele.
Yes, I was reading here the beginning of text. I think it's number 1. I don't know. Creativity learning is based on the principles of creativity, ideas exchange, collaboration, engagement, and experimentation. And it agrees with what you said. I think in the beginning of our conversation, that kids need to have fun, and kids need to cooperate, to participate. They need to exchange ideas and experiments, and that's the way. That's the best way they can learn. Yes.
Perfect, Gisele. Yeah, Hideki said what caught his attention. reflect, share, play, create, and imagine. It's more than just assembling instructions. Exactly. It is. It is. Like I said, you just give instructions. It's something that, I mean, they don't need a teacher for that. They just need to be able to read, right? So the objective here is to develop creativity through these fields of knowledge, through trying to solve a question, a puzzle, if you will. Okay? Anybody else? I'm going to say what calls my attention is that they needed a group of people from MIT to say that we need to take this mindset that we have during kindergarten throughout life. Because children are super curious, right? When we do, people here who work with Educação Infantil know exactly what I'm talking about. I have children that are super curious. They are like, oh, I want to touch everything. I want to feel everything. I want to experiment the world in any way possible. And we do that with Educação Infantil. We are always, as teachers, we're always like, okay, how can I provide children with opportunities for that, to experiment, to you know, feel that void that they have in terms of, well, what is the world around me? Yeah. But then children grow, and we as teachers, we start saying, oh, no, they're too old for that. Oh no, they're too old for experimenting, for maybe tasting fruit like we do with Educação Infantil, or singing songs, or listening to stories, or playing, just playing. We start providing students with, for example, play that is full of rules, because a game is play, but it's within a box. Yes, within a certain set of rules. And it's okay. We need to help them understand that they need to be able to abide, but we can't just do that. We need to leave them with that, like, okay, but what if I change that rule? What if we played this game not like this, but like that? You know? We need to be able to offer that, and we will do that through STEAM by having students question. Yes? So you saw there that, hold on, let me see. Jana, what did you say there?
Yeah, I was replying to Luana. Luana said it caught my attention when it says that students lose their interest in studying when collaborative way of learning doesn't occur anymore. That's true, because if we can't interact, if we can't share our knowledge, our expertise, what we know, what we think, we are not going to engage in anything. It doesn't matter if it's about teenagers, kids, or adults. All of us, we are human beings. We need to share, to communicate, to show what we know, we have this drive, this natural drive to learn something new. So if there's no collaboration, no exchanging, we are not going to engage in anything.
Perfect. Yes, yes. Because guys, we hardly ever learn something just for us. We usually want to apply. It's kind of, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that we don't learn things for our use and our exclusive use, but a lot of times we learn something for our exclusive use because we want to be better inserted in our community. Yeah, we are social animals. We are. So this approach here has everything to do with developing skills for that, okay, and competencies. So moving on, we're going to focus more on what was proposed by Professor Mitchell, which is the spiral. Yeah, so did you pass the slide? I will, okay, I'm just, no, you can go back. So
You can go to
sorry,
the...
no,
to
go
this
back, go
part?
back, go back to the one. No, go back
Okay.
to the one. So guys, with all the topics that we listed in terms of developing this sense of this inquisitive sense, yeah, this inquisitive mindset, there is a way of working, an approach that was called constructionism, that has everything to do with Piaget's constructivism. Don't confuse, very similar words, but related, but different, yeah. And what constructionism proposes is that we work in a spiral. The learning should go through on a spiral, and that's what we are going to look into now. It's coming, yes. So here is the spiral learning approach, if you will. First, we're going to ask students to imagine ways to meet that challenge. Remember, I am proposing a question, a problem, something that they need to say, how do I solve that? How do I answer that question? Okay, so they're going to imagine ways to meet that challenge, yeah, and then they're going to create. They're going to create a prototype using their own ideas. They're going to try to say, okay, how do we solve this problem using the guidelines, for example, in the booklet? So they're going to say, okay. You see that they're going to approach even guidelines that were given to them, but they're going to approach them like, does this connect with the solution I imagined or not? So you see, it's not just like, okay, here are the instructions, go, do it. No, it's like, okay, let me test these guidelines. Let me see if they connect with what I'm thinking before I come to a conclusion, yeah? Then play. They're going to get that creation. They're going to experiment with the possibilities that were created, that were thought, that were imagined. They're going to share the discoveries, what they come up with, yes, with the group. So again, you see, I need to share, like Jana said, we want collaboration. We want to say, okay, this is what I know. This is what I found out. We're humans. It's not like come on, guys, that's why we gossip so much. You find something out, you're going to keep it to yourself? Oh, hardly ever, unless you really say like, oh, no, this is I'm going to keep this to myself because I can only share that with certain people, or I can't. But normally we want to share. Oh, guys, this is what I know. This is what I found out. I heard this. I saw that.
That's why we love reality shows, right?
We love reality shows exactly because of that. Yes. And then, guys, at the end of the spiral, students are going to reflect. So, what have we learned? How do we use these findings for following steps? How can we apply? Can we apply to something else? Can this be adapted or not? Yes. And basically, well, this is here we have something that is going up, but it's kind of a circle, because then you can go back to with a new cycle. You can go back to imagine. So, for example, you come to a conclusion, and then you say, okay, now can we apply this finding to that other context? Let's go back. Let's imagine. How could I apply? And then I restart the cycle. Got it? So it could be many spirals within a bigger spiral. Yeah. guys, as teachers and people here who are going to be my teachers throughout the year, I'm going to talk a lot about cycles. Start a cycle and finish a cycle. If you know that you're going, remember the point A to point B, there is a cycle that needs to be taken. If you think like that, if you plan like that, chances are that you are not going to finish a lesson in the middle of a process. There was no time. Guys, if you finish a lesson without coming to an end of that cycle, it means poor planning. There's no other way to put it. Poor planning. If we plan our lesson poorly, we tend not to close cycles. And what's the bad thing about not closing cycles, guys? Who would like to share?
Then I don't achieve my purpose.
Exactly. So lesson planning is something, and I've done a lot of work on that. I've been working with teacher education for a long time, and this is key. It's something that sounds so simple, but we teachers fail miserably a lot of times, which is writing down the lesson objective. What is my goal? We focus too much on procedures.
And it's not the teacher's manual goal. We have the objectives there, the goals there, but the teacher's manual doesn't know your students. You know your students. Of course, it's a guideline for you, the objectives that are there, but you have to design the objectives for your group, because Santillana doesn't know your group. Richmond doesn't know your group. The material doesn't know your group. You know your group. So yes. That's why it's important.
Not even your coordinator knows your group the way you do. Yeah, because you're with them every class, every day. So we need to have that in mind and say, okay, why? And then from that, we say, okay, which path am I going to take? So the cycle, how do I build the cycle in order to get to that objective? Okay, so this is the learning spiral. Okay, it's a model. I'm not saying there aren't other models, but this is a very interesting model. Okay, so just fixing there in your minds for those who had never seen. So then we have STEAM, science, technology, engineering, and math. That was a STEM. And then later on, they added art. So then it became STEAM with A. Because of course the arts, they're part, guys. You can't leave arts out. Okay, and by that I don't mean that the teacher needs to be an artist, that the teacher needs to deeply know about arts. No,
I'm not an artist. I'm really bad at arts, but yeah. I use it to teach arts to my students when I was using STEAM. How?
Yes.
I started learning about it. I started improving my skills. I'm not an expert in arts, but I had to use it.
Yeah, before dealing with STEAM, guys, I was that kind of teacher who used to say, oh, sou de humanas. Eu sou de humanas, eu odeio matemática. Não, matemática credo. I had this mathematics phobia, and I'm sure a lot of you do. Am I wrong? Don't worry, no, not a therapy session, but we Gisele, and this is very common, and it's silly of us. It's very silly of us because our phobia of mathematics or other exact sciences comes from the fact that we were not exposed to these fields of knowledge in a decent way. Sorry, my teachers from the past, no, they failed. They failed me because in the past, and a lot of us, we come from the past, unfortunately, because we bring a lot of experience, but we were exposed, we used to be exposed to the fields of knowledge in these boxes, in this separate boxes, and this is what that's why BNCC is so fantastic, because it's trying to break that and say no, everything is related, the world is holistic. Yeah. So we don't need to be experts in adding or division or subtraction. That's not, and my phobia comes from operations, because I'm slow with operations. I admit it. That's it. But that does not mean being bad at mathematics, because mathematics is a system. It's a way of thinking. I mean, there is even philosophy in mathematics.
It's a language.
It's a language, exactly. And bilingual education, well, education today, if it's connected with the modern thinking, understands that things are connected, and we need to help learners develop different literacies. So that's why for the program, the digital literacy is so important, but also, for instance, mathematics literacy, scientific thinking, critical thinking. These are all literacies. You need to develop skills in order to be able to do. And I would say maybe creativity. We have to get literate in being creative. Does that sound weird to you, or okay? Please speak your mind at any time, okay? Because I tend to talk too much. So you feel better now, Gisele? Fantastic. I set you free, right? and well, hopefully I mean, education is supposed to set us free. That's the thing, you know, education is not supposed to put us in boxes, and that's what's been done in the past. And little by little, we start to understand that, no, we need to break those boxes. We need to say, okay, the world is my oyster. Well, how can I relate things? Who am I? I don't need to say, oh, I am an expert in X. No, you can be an expert in X, Y, and Z, and maybe even Delta. A bad joke now, sorry. Bad joke for the pandemic. Yes, but we mix things. We need to be able to relate knowledge, yes, to build more. So all this, guys, is clear. This is experiential learning. It's the 21st century skills that are so present in our BNCC, yeah, and obviously very much present in the program. Okay. I'm going to move on because we've talked about all these, Jana. So now it's time for our blogger, Jana, to show
Blogger.
Interesting stuff. We have talked about the, let's say, so far we've talked about the whys behind Creative Lab and Videomaker, and now Jana is going to show you the hows. Okay.
Yes, I believe you are anxious for this part, right? Because you want to know the material, but this discussion is very important because it's not only about taking the box and, as Talita mentioned, and giving to the students and, oh, do it, assemble the parts and be happy. It's not like this. So as you can see on the screen, there are 4 boxes here. Each box is for a grade. For example, the blue one, sexto ano, the green one, sétimo ano, the purple one, oitavo ano, the red one, nono ano, okay? They are going to get 1 box per year, and there are 2 projects in each box, okay? So here, there are some materials that are included in this box, okay? I want you to take a look at this picture, and then I'm going to share a video with you, okay? Laiane needs you in Goiás, Tali. I want you to pay close attention to the image, okay? For 30 seconds. No, Luana, the Creative Lab is for Fundamental Anos Finais only, okay? Don't cry, don't cry. Okay, pay attention to the objects, to the different parts. And just a moment, because I need to take the link here, sorry. I had to do this. I'm sorry, just a moment. To share with you, okay? All right, okay, so. And now I'm going to share the link to the video. Okay, I want you to pay attention to the objects that are shown in the video. Oh, it's not opening. Let me take another link. Sorry. I'm going to share another link with you. Now it's going to work. Okay, please open it and watch it. Okay, I believe everybody is almost done with the video, okay? So at the end of the video, Nina said sexto ano, but that box is for sétimo ano, okay? Just a correction. Okay, so in this image here, let's get back to the screen again. How can you relate this picture to the objects that Nina showed us?
I think these are the same objects that she showed.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah. These are the same objects, but are they exactly like the same as it's in the picture? It's like it's in the box?
No.
Yeah.
There is a little difference.
Yes. So that's why it's important when you get the box, you open it, you try assembling the parts before you do it with your students, okay? At least check the materials and everything. It's not going to be extremely different, but there must be a difference, okay? From what you see in the image and what you see in the box. But the message here is pay attention to all the parts of the materials. If you have all the parts in the box as it's shown in the image, try assembling first, because there are some tricks you can find while assembling them. I have another box here. It's from sexto ano. Okay, exactly the same thing. You have 2 projects per year, 1 per semester, and all the materials, okay? All the materials you need to...
If you can please pin Jana's image on your screen so you can see her a little bigger.
Yeah.
Just click on the little 3 dots and say pin for me or fixar para mim.
Yes. So, but it's not they are not the only resources you are going to have to lead the classes, to lead the projects with your students, okay? You are going to have more resources on the platform, and I'm going to show you. A box for each group or each student. Each student, Felicia, okay? Each student receives 1 box, okay? Okay, so look, all these materials became a crane. See how beautiful. Could you imagine that it would become a crane? And it really works. It really works. I have already assembled this crane. And yes, you can lift things with the paper clip. Of course, light objects, but you can do it. It really works. Okay, so let's talk about the steps of Creative Lab, okay? There are 3 steps in the project. When you open the booklet, you're going to see there are 3 steps, but pay attention, otherwise you're going to feel overwhelmed because you're going to think, oh, I have to do all the 3 steps. It depends on the amount of classes you are going to have per week. If your school is going to have from 3 to 5 classes per week, you are going to do only the first step. If your school chose to have from 6 to 7 classes per week, you are going to do step 1 and step 2. If your school chose to have from 8 to 10 classes per week, you are going to do step number 1, step number 2, and step number 3. But Janaína, what if I have 5 classes per week, but I found a way to do the 3 steps? Can I do it? Of course. You are the teacher, the classes are yours. If you see there is time to do 2 steps, 3 steps, and you have 5 classes, you can do it. We only organize like this so we can encompass the amount of classes each offer has. For example, Educate Experience is from 3 to 5 classes. Educate Connection is from 6 to 7 classes. Educate Journey is from 8 to 10 classes, okay? That's the only reason why. If you have more classes per week, you will have more opportunities to do more regarding Creative Lab. Okay? I suggest you, my suggestion as an academic advisor, when you will do it for the first time, the first project, use the step that is related to your offer. If you have from 3 to 5 classes, when you're going to do for the first time, do only the first step, only to fill it, okay? And then during the next semester, you can decide if you're going to do more or not, okay? All right, about the steps. So let's move. Now I'm going to open the platform, okay, to show you where the resources, the teacher's resources are, so you can plan your Creative Lab classes. You might be wondering, Janaína, how am I going to do it? Because I have the books, I have the modules to do, and I also have the Creative Lab, how it's going to be connected, how can I do it? Yes, Hideki, go ahead.
I don't know if I'm giving any kind of spoiler, but the question you just made this seconds ago about how am I supposed to work with it. I didn't receive all the material, but I could play with the sixth grade material, the red box, right?
The red box is nono ano.
No, so the blue box. Yeah, the blue box.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll be teaching 6th and 7th grade this year, and I had no idea what to do. And we talked with our coordinator, and we decided to work with the other teachers. So this is my suggestion. We are going to work with the math teacher and the geography teacher and the history teacher according to the subjects they're going to teach throughout the year. So if the math teacher is going to teach geometry, I think the 6th grade is something about this. So we are going to work with the math teacher. So the math teacher will teach, we will work together with him and build the Creative Lab in a interchangeable way.
Perfect. Perfect. That's it. That's it.
Yes.
It was, yes, it was a spoiler, but we like spoilers, of course. And I really appreciate you shared it because, yes, Creative Lab can be done with other teachers. I have an example from a school I have been with in 2021, and I'll be with them in 2022 as well. I don't know if any of them is here. Novo Ideal, Colégio Novo Ideal from Diadema, São Paulo. They do like this. They have maker space teachers, and the students assemble. Yes, a shortcut, Luana. Yeah. They assemble the project with the makerspace teachers, and then they present the project with the English educate teachers, English teachers. So the teachers, they explore the challenge with them in class. Then they go to the makerspace with the makerspace teacher. They assemble the parts, and then they present during the English class. You are with the right mindset, Hideki, because yes, you can involve the other teachers. If it's not possible, of course, you are going to do it on your own with your students. But if it's possible to involve the math teacher, the science teacher, the history teacher, arts teacher, all the teachers, and it's even better because you can explore more the project, okay? Let me open the platform, just a moment. On Fridays, I don't know what happens. My internet doesn't want to be like my friend, you know? Every Friday, it's like this, but let's go. Oh, okay. I need to log in 2021 because I still don't have the classes here in 2022. I want to show you where you can find the other resources like the teacher's manual, you know, for the Creative Lab. Let me choose here. Okay, now it's going to work. Why not? Okay, no problem. If it's not going to log in, I'm going to show you. Oh, okay, need to log it in, hopefully. Okay, so this is the platform, okay? And here you find the instructions for the book itself, the classroom book that you have been learning about during the other sessions. But here you can also find instructions about the Creative Lab. When you open the group, Sextuano, for example, you are going to see the names of the projects here, okay? See, when you open the box, you have geometric constructions. So here, you have geometric constructions. The second project is water up. Here you have water up, okay? I want you to pay close attention to this part, okay? I'm going to open geometric constructions. Here you have the teacher's guide, the integrated lesson plan, and the base mold, okay? We are going to focus on these two resources here. I'm going to open the interactive teacher's guide. Be patient with my internet connection today. It's a sign for you to work less. Yeah, maybe the universe is trying to tell me something, I don't know. Let me try to open the other. If it's the good thing is I have the plan B. The plan B is I have the screens here, right, Talita? Yeah.
Because you're our tech muse.
Yeah, I'm going to use my plan B as we do in class when we are teaching, right? Mm-hmm. Always have the plan B. Okay, I'm going to show the slides. B, C, D, E. There is the presentation here, okay? I'm going to use my plan B. Okay, so let's go. So when you open the platform, as I showed you, you are going to see these two folders with the names of the projects, okay? You're going to open one folder. Can you see, or it's too small? It's okay? Okay, you're going to see...
Just a little bit.
It's better now?
You can see.
Okay, maybe it's better.
Because I'm used to seeing it. Guys, are you okay?
Okay. So you have the interactive teacher's guide and the integrated lesson plan, okay? We are going to check the interactive teacher's guide now. In the interactive teacher's guide, you have all the parts of the booklet with the instructions, okay? So it's going to show each part of the booklet and the instructions for the teacher, right? For example, here you have, what are the materials included in this project? You're going to see all the materials that are in the box and also the materials that you need. Sometimes it's going to ask you to use some other materials, not only only the ones that are in the box, okay? You have this part setting the context. I will try to, while I explain, try to open it here. Maybe we can see the details. Setting the context. Setting the context is in the booklet as well. Okay, you have this part here, setting the context. It opens. Let's go. Let's go back to plan A. Okay. So here, I'm going to open. Perfect. You have, what are the materials included in this project? Okay. Maybe it's going to open, maybe so, maybe not. Okay, here, that's what I want to show you. You have the booklet here, the digital version of the booklet, okay? You can see. And you have the instructions. What are the materials included in this project? All the explanations. Macalé is participating in our session. Hello, Macalé. Say hi to everyone. So here you have setting the context.
Absolutely loves creativity.
Yes, he's so creative. Macalé is the best. So here you have setting the context. So all the instructions you need to start the discussion with your students. And again, you have the digital version of the booklet. So you can see what your students are going to see in their booklet. See, setting the context here. You have an external video you can play with your students to give them an input, some input in the topic, okay? Let's go back to the project. Getting to know your challenge. So here you have again the digital version of the booklet. We're going to see what your students see, and you have all the instructions to do it. Okay, first step, build platonic solids. All the materials, other materials you'll need, the materials you have in the box, so you can get ready for that. Okay. See, if you have connection or journey, we're going to do the second step. If you have journey, we're going to do the first, second, and third step. Let's go back to the project. So here you have all the instructions, okay? Now I want to show you the integrated lesson plan. If it opens, it's open. Okay, for example, you have from 3 to 5 classes per week. You are going to check the first step, okay? I believe most of you have from 3 to 5 classes per week. Here, you have all the schedule to do it. Lesson 1, lesson 2, lesson 3, lesson 4, lesson 5, 6, 7, and 8. So it's supposed to take 8 classes to be done. You don't get desperate. Oh my God, Janaina, 8 classes, Jesus Christ. What am I going to do? You can organize it your way, because the content from Creative Lab is not exactly connected to the main content from the book. It's something, let's say, parallel. It's parallel somehow. So you can organize like this. I'm going to, from April, in April and May, I'm going to work on Creative Lab every Monday. In May and June, I'm going to work on Creative Lab every Wednesday. No, I'm going to take 2 weeks in a row and do it. No, I'm going to start it in February and I will go through the months until June. And I'm going to take 2 classes per month to do it. Okay, you can organize it your way. So here you have, during the first class, what you are going to do, you are going to introduce and contextualize the Creative Lab. The second lesson, what you are going to do, you're going to explore from pages from 6 to 9. What you are going to do during the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th classes. You are going to organize all the presentations, you're going to record, you're going to take pictures, and you are going to use the platforms, for example, J2E. I believe yesterday you learned a little about J2E. You are going to use J2E to make a blog, to make a website, to make an animation using the pictures you took from your students. Is it you who have to do everything? No, your students can do it. Your students can start a blog in J2, of course. You are going to instruct them to do that, okay? Your students can take the pictures, can record. That's why you have the Videomaker kit that I'm going to show you. So here you have all the schedule, okay? All right, so far so good. Any questions, any comments? Yes, Gisele, you can plan it according to what is more functional for the schedule, okay? You are the boss. As Talita said, you are the boss. You are going to organize it your way. Of course, your academic advisor can help you with that, especially when it's the first time you are going to use it, okay? To help you with the schedule, how you are going to organize everything. My suggestion, start the year, start the book, you know, feel the students, feel the tools the program offers, the approaches you are going to have to use. In April, you start, in March, April, you start Creative Lab. Because if you start it like in February, there are many new things for you and for the students, and it can be overwhelming. So start the book first, and then when you get used to the book, start the project, okay? I'm going to share my presentation again. Okay, all right. So is there any relation between BNCC and Creative Lab? What do you think? We explored the teacher's guide, we explored the integrated lesson plan. Do you believe there's any relation between BNCC and Creative Lab? All related. Why? What does it have to do with BNCC? You can see that we have science, technology, maths, arts, and it's all in BNCC for Fundamental Anos Finais as well. It's not only for Educação Infantil and Fundamental Anos Iniciais. So that's why it's all related. Talk to the physics teacher, to the chemistry teacher, to the science teacher, to the maths teacher, and check if they are going to work on something that is related to Creative Lab. For example, Platonic solids, the maths teacher. Maybe you can work together as Hidek suggested, okay? And as Novo Ideal does. I want you to, we can even share the amount of classes with them. Exactly. I want you to scan this QR code. I'm going to share the link with you as well. Just a moment.
Guys, this is while Jana opens it, this is why it is important to talk to your coordination as well. Do not expect your coordinator to know all these details, okay? Go to your be proactive, okay? Go to your coordinator, go to the teachers teaching other fields and interact, you know, talk. come up with ideas together. You're not supposed to work by yourself. If we're considering that we want to teach collaboration, we need to do it by example. Yes?
Yes. So I asked you to open it just for you to see how it's related to BNCC, and it's like systematized. Okay, it's not only like here in the air, it's systematized. See, this project was devised to work on skill EF07 Ciências 01 from the science component of the Brazilian Common Core Curriculum, BNCC. So it's in the teacher's manual, it's in the teacher's guide. So it's related to BNCC for sure. Yes, Hideki, please.
Yeah, just a plus from what I suggested. I see it's related with science somehow, but I talked with the history teacher because of the Industrial Revolution or Renaissance and etc. So she isn't to be teaching Industrial Revolution itself in the 7th grade, because I think it's 8th or 9th here in Brazil, but she's going to talk about technology and human beings evolving as a sentient being and using technology according to its time. So we managed to create a gap to work with the history teacher.
Perfect. Yes, of course. You can involve all the teachers, the language teacher, like Portuguese, Spanish, I don't know. If you can find a relation between the subjects, and just go. Perfect, Hideki. It's amazing. I'm really happy you are already kicking off like this, because that's the spirit. That's the spirit.
Because if I may, Jana, we can't expect any material to have everything like drawn to us, you know, like, oh, here in this lesson, you can do this with the science teacher. No, this requires the human element, you, and that will be done by how you read the resources you have at hand.
Yes. I was skipping some slides because I mentioned all of them in a row when we were navigating the platform. Okay, it's all about the resources you have there. Okay, we have already explored that. And now I want to talk about Videomaker, because I was mentioning that in the integrated lesson plan, it's asked to record, to take pictures of the production, of the process. It's like a documentary, okay? You're going to do a documentary. And the school receives the Videomaker kit, all right? You just check with your school if in the contract they chose the Videomaker kit. Most of schools choose it, okay, but sometimes it can happen. Just check it out. If you don't have the Videomaker kit, you can use other devices and upload the pictures and the videos to the platforms like J2E to make the presentation. But if you have the Videomaker, it's nice because you have many professional tools here. A Luana shared here, tem uma ótima ideia de projeto para os alunos do Fundo 2 que vão fazer essas coisas legais. Assim que completarem uma box, vocês têm que fazer uma exposition e convidar os teachers, students do infantil. Imagina, os alunos do Fundo 2 telling a story for the little ones to watch, teamwork, collaborative learning. Nossa, perfeito, Luana. Perfeito, fazer tipo uma fair mesmo, né? Uma coisa desse tipo. E mostrar, nossa, as crianças da educação infantil vão pirar, com certeza. Ótima ideia, gente. Eu tô amando vocês demais, de verdade. So let's go. You are going to receive a camera, like a professional camera, memory card, a camera tripod, LED, umbrella reflector, reflector holder, light stand, okay? The school receives many materials to record, to take pictures of this process. Oh, Janaina, it's only for Creative Lab? Of course not. You can use all these materials for other purposes. But when you see the integrated lesson plan, you are going to check that there are instructions to use the Videomaker connected to Creative Lab, okay? Here, I'm going to share with you a video at the end, okay? A video about Videomaker. I'm going to share with you. You are going to, because it's a long video, it takes 6 minutes, I believe. So in this video, you're going to have all the details about all the parts of the Videomaker, okay? But I'm going to share with you at the end, so you can watch it on your own. But now is our assessment time, okay? We have an activity here for you. I want you to answer these, to complete these gaps actually, with the information you learned about Videomaker and Creative Lab. Videomaker was really fast because it's all about, you know, the materials. I believe the video is going to help you better. It's a little bit pointless if I go into the details, but let's fill the gaps. Share your answers in the chat box, please. Boa, Luana. Boa, Gisele. Muito bem, gente. Excelente. É isso que a gente quer. Vocês têm autonomia total para adaptar, para, sabe, fazer muita coisa com Creative Lab. Muita coisa. Eu não sei se tem alguém do Novo Ideal aí, mas tem muito orgulho do Novo Ideal com o trabalho que eles fazem lá. Assim, é lindo. É lindo. Eu acho que eles vão até sair vou dar um spoiler, sair na newsletter na próxima. Com essa best practice. Maravilhosos. Spoiler, eu dei spoiler ele tá gravado. Como é gato. Mas não foi assim, não é tão grande assim. Então, let's go, né? Então, let's go é ótimo. So, let's go. Let's share your answers. 1 minute. Okay, Gisele already shared from letter A to letter D. Great. You are good students. Good students make good teachers. Great, great. So can we correct the activity? Let's go. There are 4 boxes for all the years in Fundamental Anos Finais. As I can see, you got it right. I'm so proud of you. 1 box each year. Perfect. Great. It means, Talita, that we have been doing a good job here in this session, right? If they are getting it right.
Thank God.
Yeah. There are 2 projects per box. Great. There are There is one booklet per project. Okay, good. There are 2 booklets in each box. Projects are organized in 3 steps. Remember, you are going to do the steps depending on the number of classes you have per week. Okay. Experience problem covers 1 step. Okay, I know this one is hard. Remember, we have 3 offers: educate experience, educate connection, educate journey. Educate experience from 3 to 5 classes per week. Educate connection from 6 to 7 classes per week. Educate journey from 8 to 10 classes per week. Okay, so during for the experience program, educate experience from 3 to 5 classes per week, you are going to do the first step. But remember, you are free to add the other steps if you have time for that, if you check it's possible. And there are 3 docs at each LMS project folder. Okay, you have the integrated lesson plan, you have the interactive teacher's guide, and you have the plan. Like it's like a short plan, okay, a short schedule. You can see everything. Well done. Let's check here our agenda. We talked about the creative learning and STEAM. We talked about Creative Lab. We saw the boxes, the steps, the teacher's resources that you can find on the platform. We saw the student's booklet while I was exploring the teacher's guide. I showed you the student's booklet, okay? And we saw the Videomaker. I'm going to share the video with you. It's going to last 6 minutes. You can watch it on your own, but I highly recommend you watch it because it has many details about Videomaker, all the tools, all the objects you have there, and how you can use each of them. Okay. Now, I want you to share your questions, your comments. We have 10 minutes to do that now.
Yes, can I ask a question about the project?
Please go ahead.
You have talked about 2 projects, yes, during the year, the entire year, yeah. But I would like to know about this project. Maybe it's too early to ask this question. But is this project done step by step during the semester, or I have 1 week or a few days to start and to finish the project?
You're going to organize it on your own, okay? For example, if you have from 3 to 5 classes per week, you are going to do the first step. We believe that we recommend actually that the first step is going to be done during 8 classes. You can organize these 8 classes your way. If you want to do the 8 classes in a row, if you want to take 2 months and do like 1 class per week, if you want to take 1 month and do 2 classes per week to do the creative lab, it's on you. Okay, you decide how you are going to organize these 8 classes during the semester.
Yeah, okay. Nice.
Okay.
Gisele will talk about it in due time, okay?
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions?
How do you feel? If I go back to the little cats now, how do you feel by the end of this week, this session?
Yeah, I feel a little bit. I'm still anxious. I'm still looking forward, but now I'm a little more convinced that it would be okay.
The choice of words.
It's just a matter of time and practicing and Yeah.
Study, planning, using, practice. That will make you feel comfortable. Yes.
Yeah, I have a friend that she has been working in educate in this project educate for some years. I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 years, and she told me it works. It's really good. In the beginning, we cry a little, but but in the end, it's okay.
That's a good description. Yes. Pretty accurate.
We have some nights that we can't sleep. We keep thinking about what we can do in class, what we can plan, but in the along the process, during the process, we we will have the success we wanted.
Yes, because this cry, hopefully will help you cry a little less. Yes, but
Yeah.
this crying, I mean, it's part of a change of mindset that will happen with you teachers. It's not that the program brings a change of mindset, not only for the student. I mean, the students don't really have a mindset. We're helping them build that, so they don't have anything to compare really, unless they've had a lot of experience with a different approach. But usually, students are very open-minded to what we have to offer with the program. What happens is us teachers, we need to go through this switch, you know.
Yes.
And
Yes.
sometimes, especially if we're experienced teachers, we've been used we've been doing things in a certain way, and we have certain beliefs, you know, that are quite rigid.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes
That
I
will
think.
make us suffer. That is when we suffer, because we need to let go of some things.
Yeah.
There we
Exactly.
go.
Okay, I need to
There we
experiment.
go.
I need to try. So what you have to have in mind is open your mind and know that it's going to take a little longer in terms of planning at the beginning, but trust the teacher's guide. Use the teacher's guide. I have the teachers that I've had. Sorry, my cat is rubbing the computer here. No sense of collaboration, Macarena. What we teachers have to, I just lost my thread of thought here. The teachers that I've had suffering more, crying more, were the teachers who were more resistant to the material itself, like using the material that you have at your hand, like really using the platform, reading the guidelines and following and trying to apply suggested procedures, and then of course adapting them to your groups, but trying to say, let me see if this works, how it works for me. Okay.
Yes.
So trust that, because it does work.
Yeah, I think the big challenge is more for us than for them, just because of that. Sometimes we are afraid of changing.
And sometimes they shouldn't teach you how
Yeah.
to do Creative Lab. Yes, yes, many times they do it. You are like, oh, that's true. It makes sense, because you don't need to be afraid about the assembling the parts, because they shouldn't master it. When you see they
easy.
have already assembled everything and they are teaching you how to assemble.
Okay.
It's like
And,
this.
and I would say also that it will arouse their sense of cooperation as well, because they feel
Hopefully.
very important of, oh, today I helped the teacher.
Yes.
Oh yeah, they love that.
They love that. They love to be our assistants as well.
Yes. Yes.
And also, just to complement, I am a high school teacher. I'm not gonna use the educate now, but I'm feeling very envious of you, Gisele, And we have to share all the things that, because we are very afraid of changing from the traditional way to the new way. Though we are going to leave our comfortable zone, I must say. Right?
Yeah.
Because, well, I have been teaching English for almost 30 years, so I know by heart what I have to do. And now I don't know anything else.
Yeah, yeah.
But this is
And
good.
Nice, exactly. Isn't it fantastic?
This is good.
That life
Challenge.
has these opportunities.
It's
Challenge
motivating.
for me, because I love doing different things. I love working on projects. And even before I know the Educate, I used to do it with other teachers at school because actually students don't give much attention to English classes at school.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So that's why I like to change all the time. So I work on projects, celebrations. We have St. Patrick's. We have
Halloween.
Halloween, yes, last year. So,
Halloween. I'm so proud of what Santana did with Halloween last year.
yeah, that was fantastic. So we have all the support from the director. So this is the most important part. And the rest, we just go and deep. I'm gonna disturb you a lot, Talita.
Fantastic. Please do. Please do.
We like
love
it.
it.
I like when the teachers like disturb us. Not this. It's not disturb, but when the teachers talk to us and ask us all the time, it's when we get really happy.
I am.
Well, I will annoy Talita every day.
Please do. Please do. I love that kind of annoyment.
Yeah, we love it.
Nice.
We love it.
Because the more we learn, the more we know how to use the tools and the procedures as well, the more confident we are. Yes. And the students know, they know when we didn't prepare the class. They know it.
Oh, definitely. Yes.
Yes, and they use it against us.
Sure, all the time.
Yes, they can realize that we haven't planned. Yes, that's true. Just one thing, pesquisa de satisfação, tá, pessoal? Tá no chat. Deixa eu só parar a gravação aqui também. A pesquisa de satisfação tá no chat, tá?